Welcome back. The lean season, when food stock from the previous harvest typically run out, is pushing up already alarming rates of hunger and malnutrition across northeastern Nigeria, with roughly 5.2 million people currently facing extreme hunger. The World Food Programme is now seeking $172 million in humanitarian aid from donors for its response program.
5 million people, many of them displaced from a conflict with Islamist group Boko Haram in Nigeria, are facing extreme hunger and are dependent on aid rations to survive. People should be planting next season's crop, but the Boko Haram insurgency continues to keep them from their fields. The UN's World Food Programme is now appealing for $172 million for its operations in the region as the lean season drives food prices up. In Adamawa State, WFP is using smartphone-based platform called Scope to register people and calculate the assistance required for their families. The system is meant to help improve response to people's needs and use of resources. 61-year-old Joshua Pala, a father of 13, fled with his family to escape fighting when Boko Haram attacked their village. They camped at the mountain surrounding their village and were forced to eat wild fruits and leaves for about 6 months before their village came under the control of government forces.
During one of the rainy seasons, Boko Haram invaded our village, and we ran towards this mountain and stayed there for about 6 months. We had no food there, and we were drinking water from ponds. We were eating tree leaves and wild fruit. We suffered a lot as we left our homes without carrying anything.
Nigeria's northeast is now teetering on the brink of famine, aid organizations say, pointing to 2 years of missed crop harvests in what was once a breadbasket for the country and the high likelihood of missing a third. Many of those living in camps for displaced people say they already barely get enough to eat.
Nutrition is one of the greatest challenges in this area here, and within this camp specifically we've seen the rates drop from over 30% to about less than 10%, and this has been as a result of the food assistance we've had to provide in this location.
The approaching rainy season increases the risk of disease spreading, especially within camps for the displaced, adding more stress to efforts to respond to the humanitarian crisis.
Let's take you to Cameroon, where a car wash company is changing the way that citizens clean their vehicles. The company offers a flexible option with a mobile car wash that uses minimal water while leaving cars sparkling clean. Take a look.
It's early morning in Douala, Cameroon's largest city, and the crew at HoWash, a mobile car wash service, are setting up for the day. HoWash is a solar-powered mobile device that uses minimal water with a special pressure release mechanism to clean cars. It's the first mobile car wash made in Cameroon and Africa that we are assembling at the moment. We're putting it together so we can show you how it works, he said. Sylvain and his partner Yannick Mwamba say they have been surprised by the popularity of their business, which only launched in March. HoWash stationed themselves in various locations outside supermarkets and office buildings across Douala. Customers say they are drawn by the convenience and flexibility, which they prefer to having to wait in long lines at other car washes.
The result is impeccable. It's the first in Cameroon. We have never seen anything like this before because we are used to car washes that use a lot of water. The first thing was that it does a good job without using much water. It's as if it's doing everything while dry. It uses less water, less products like we usually see. So I think this is something that will get bigger with time.
A HoWash costs between $2 to $3 and takes about 20 minutes, compared to a regular car wash, which residents say can take an hour.
HoWash is revolutionary. But what does HoWash do? It saves time for the person who wants to get their car washed as well as money. It takes 20 minutes to get your car washed, and it saves you money because it costs only 1,000 CFA. And the value added here is that using car wash is environmentally friendly because it saves at least 6 liters of water. Water is a rare commodity on earth.
The concept and design for Whole Wash was built over 9 years, and with an investment of 3 million CFAs, that's about $5,000. Now it brings an average of $8,500 a month from cleaning over 40 cars a day.
Whole Wash, c'est une révolution. Whole Wash, en fait, qu'est-ce que ça apporte?
Our main objective is to create as many jobs as we can. It won't be easy, but by next year we think we will have around 400 car wash devices throughout the country. This means that we will employ 400 Cameroonians. Today we employ a dozen people at car wash. So on one hand, we will be helping the environment and also help create employment and expand in other countries.
Cameroon, which produces oil, cocoa and coffee, and is one of the largest economies in the region, is praised for a relatively diversified economy and infrastructure projects.
Welcome to the Africa Tech segment. It's not yet clear if there's adequate information on the web that's applicable and valuable for the average e-commerce business in a developing country that would make investment in internet access feasible. Primary SMEs in developing countries cater to local markets and therefore rely heavily on local content and information. For this reason, there's a need to significantly increase the amount and value of local content on the internet to make it useful, especially to low-income entrepreneurs. Now, joining us to discuss issues around the e-commerce industry in Africa is the country manager of Gigi Nigeria, Julie Schenfeld. Thank you for your time on the program. Do you think the level of ICT usage among the SMEs in developing countries is encouraging?
Hello. The level of usage is encouraging, especially in countries like Nigeria and Kenya, and there is a reason to be optimistic about the future. However, presently it would be a lot better, of course. There exists a wide range of ICT problems which cut across payments, logistics, accounting, marketing, and more, which I believe, if widely adopted, would help SMEs in developing countries rise above their most common challenges. And challenges, as we all know, include inadequate access to finance, poor infrastructure, obsolete technology, insufficient access to markets, among others. Gigi's online marketplace, for instance, easily solves the market access problem, as sellers are able to reach millions of buyers by simply uploading free ads online. So once SMEs widely adopt more ICT products, I'm confident there will be a significant increase in their contribution to national GDP.
Some would argue that there's not enough information on the web that is relevant and valuable for the average e-commerce in a developing country. Do you agree with that? What's your take?
Okay, so when you say developing countries, I will use Nigeria as an example, and I will break it, the question into information and solutions. In terms of solutions, I'm impressed by the number of solutions on the market that are peculiar to challenges faced by SMEs. In payments, for instance, while online and card payments are popular in developed countries, payments through the use of mobile short codes are popular here in Nigeria. And so anybody who owns a feature phone can make and receive payments in an instant. But moving to intelligence and research, I agree there is not enough information on the web relevant to local business environment. And SMEs, I can imagine, find it difficult knowing the buying habits, culture, business models, and more, which will help them prevail in tough business environments.
Thank you so much for your time on the program, Julie Schenfeld there. That's Network Africa. Thank you for watching. I'm Joker Rogers.